5 areas that I want to put out. So I'm going to go with the one that is the oldest. The oldest of these 5 general areas is what I call my leap of faith experiment of energy. My leap of faith experiment of energy was initiated on November 30th, 2012, coming up on exactly 10 years ago. And it was taken to a whole nother level just a month and a half later when I physically gave away in pay it forward investments into others, launched my official legal in Florida company of me by consciously making the choice that instead of asking for investment in my company, I was going to begin my company of me with pay it forward investments into others that were in my world at that time. Naive, but innocent. Pure, but foolish in some ways. Not yet wisdom. Not a lot of wisdom has yet, the balance of this massive heart energy, this massive awakening energy that was still completely ignited in January of 2013 when I did this. No regrets, but what that became with that conscious choice of believing, I naively believed I just believed that there were many, many more out there than what I've yet found that were really ready to, put their money where their mouth was. I mean, I literally put my money where my mouth was. And I do not have regrets for that leap of faith. And it was a leap of faith. I have no regrets, but absolutely nothing went as I expected, as I hoped, as I had planned. And it was admittedly a very loose and very purposely, loose business plan that I have been enacting. But by virtue of making that very real in 3D world choice of going $96,480 into debt to launch this vision, this calling of this that I'm trying to align to through the unique personality of Alyson, by virtue of taking that leap of faith, I set in motion, I want to say the rest of this life. I set in motion the rest of this life. This is not bullshit. This is not just words. I fucking did this, okay? And when I begin to draw in people that are willing to not debate me on this, not try to, argue with what degree this was, I did this, and tried to tell me what their perception of that choice, who can accept what I'm telling you I was consciously aware of and why I made that choice. When I get enough of an audience that I feel is genuinely open and willing and able to receive this story, and this has been the overriding story of my entire life for 10 years. And when I find an audience that is willing and able to hold the space for the fact that this is lived, I am on the other side of this leap of faith. And the massive amount of lessons, the massive things that I have learned as a result of that. And that is not obviously a 1 video thing. It's not even a 10 video thing, okay? This is a lot. This is a big, big, big area, all right? If people have an interest in a genuine interest in hearing more about that, if I know I have some voices, some recipients, some ears out there, that is going to change. It's going to affect what would come through me, okay? And again, I'm not going to try to over-explain this. That is the longest standing of, let's just call it the 5 storylines, all right? That's the longest standing. It goes back the furthest. It's the one that can go in a fucking million directions. And it's one that's just chock full of lessons learned, because it was very real. It was a real leap of faith, which by definition is something you cannot see. And I did it. I utilized money in the form of my perfect credit at the time to start my company consciously in an effort to start from day one being the change I wished to see in the world as it pertains to business. I knew that from moment one, I needed to prove even to myself beyond doubt, I'm not playing this game. I'm playing this game. Okay, so that's one area. The